What's up, guys? HockeyTikTockey is back again with an all-new video. Today, I am talking Calgary Flames once again. In my previous video, I talked about the fact that Dan Vladar was injured and going to be sitting out a game. And the backup would be Devin Cooley coming up from the Calgary Wranglers, which was interesting because Cooley has played extremely well this season in the AHL and is pretty much considered to be the best goaltender of the AHL this season. So he seems to be a really viable option as a goaltender to come up to the NHL for the Flames. Now, in recent news, after this little injury scare for Dan Vladar, a report came out today that the Carolina Hurricanes are potentially looking at making a trade for a goaltender themselves. And one of the players that they had on their list was Dan Vladar. I think the other two guys were Anton Forsberg from Ottawa or Vejmelka from Utah. So it's really an interesting spot to put Calgary in because the tandem of Dan and Dustin Wolf have been really good this year. It's been quite a bright spot for the Calgary Flames is their goaltending. And, the option that it provides for the Flames is to get something in return for Dan Vladar because his contract actually runs out at the end of the season. So I guess the biggest question here is now, what should the Flames do? If I was Craig Conroy, I would probably lean on making the trade because although Dan Vladar has played very well in spurts, he's shown flashes of brilliance. Overall, he seems to be a little bit inconsistent. And there's been times when, he looks like he doesn't look as set or as ready as Dustin Wolf has in his very short NHL career so far. So I would be leaning on trading him away to recoup something back for Dan. I think to get Dan Vladar in the first place, the Flames traded a third-round pick a few years ago to get him into the organization. So maybe they can get a third-round pick back or even something better, perhaps even a second-round or a higher pick or a player, a prospect-type player, like a younger forward that they can add to their team because right now the Flames are still struggling offensively. So if it was me as the GM of the Calgary Flames, I would be trading away Dan Vladar for Carolina, or I would at least be looking at what we can get in return for him and seeing if it's a good deal, if they're actually interested. Because the law of supply and demand means that if Carolina is the one that's demanding a player, then the price for Dan Vladar would go up. So that's a little bit of interesting news that came out today. Another small bit of news was that the Flames have extended the right shot defenseman Braden Pahal to a 2-year contract. So Pahal earned that by playing really well this season and fitting in perfectly as a third pairing defenseman. He was, I think, picked up as a waiver claim a couple years ago there. So congratulations to him. And it'll be super interesting to see how this all plays out for the rest of the year because I think one of the biggest surprises has been Calgary's defense and goaltending. And if we do end up trading away Dan Vladar, there is a very viable option to back up Dustin Wolf for the foreseeable future in Devin Cooley coming up from the minors. So that's my short update for the day, guys. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you have not already.